So the Lord Bishop of St Albans, of all places, the place where St Albans Abbey has the Last Supper, and they have it as Jesus as a black man. So this is who we're dealing with. So he says, to ask His Majesty's government what steps they are taking to engage positively with Muslim communities, including the Muslim Council of Britain. Imagine that. A Christian Lord Bishop of St Albans asking about, are the government going to deal with the Muslims? So Lord Khan of Burnley, he's a life peer. You can say he's very much of a lord of this manner. Last year on the 12th of February, he answered it and he said, the government recognises the importance of engaging meaningfully with faith and belief groups. His Majesty's government does not engage with the Muslim Council of Britain. Now, he said that explicitly. So we have to say that they do not engage with them, right? This is where the lies come. This is where they always lied to the people. There has been no change to this policy, and this has been set out consistently in Parliament. So this is in Hansard. This is a unofficial rule of what we're doing, and we're going to promote it through Parliament. So we should really be standing on that. So Al Milani is the Labour Muslim Network's national chair, the head honcho. Let's look see how big he is. And there we go. Ali Reza Milani, he is the director of this group. He's done all the verifications, so he is the owner, right? It's important that we understand his position in there, because he's not like a spokesperson or someone who just comes in and out and does all these sorts of things. He is the owner. He holds a senior political leadership position there. So why is that so important, Dan? Because during the 2020 leadership election, the Muslim Council of Britain, which he was a part of, they called on the Labour candidates to sign this type of the 10 commandments, the 10 things that we want, right? So it says, all Labour leadership candidates to sign up to the Muslim Council's 10 key pledges. The Muslim Council of Britain welcomes the firm commitments. This is 2020, and this is why I think they might have fell out. But firm commitments from all 5 Labour leadership hopefuls to support the 10 key pledges. The spokesperson from the Labour Muslim Network said, the Labour Muslim Network, on behalf of the Muslim members of the Labour Party, is happy to join the Muslim Council of Britain, calling our leadership contenders to back this 10-point pledge. The Islamophobia within sections of our media, government and society is a crisis. The leadership candidate for His Majesty's official opposition must have it as a principal priority. What were the pledges? The Muslim Council of Britain has conducted a detailed survey of its affiliates and wider Muslim communities, including speaking to over 500 Muslims across Britain about policies they want political parties to see. Number 1, tackle racism and Islamophobia. Adopt the APPG on British Muslims' definition of Islamophobia across the UK. Did they just do that? I'm pretty sure that they did. This is the power that they have. 2, religious liberty. Defend the rights of Muslims and people of all faiths to express. This is rewind that again. They wanted them to sign up to defend the rights of Muslims, the first bit, and then people of all faiths to express their faith and be that in religious clothing, food, and reasonable accommodation of religious observance. Someone's came in the house. Someone has joined us, joined the membership. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Madhouse. Number 3, the engagements with Muslim communities. We want them to commit to proactively engage with a broad and representative spectrum of British Muslim communities. This is the Muslim Council of Britain's 10 pledges that they wanted them to sign. Number 4, safety at places of worship. Everyone should be safe at places of worship. But why are they using it for and funding safeguard visitors at places of worship by providing support and funding for any Muslim institutes to implement safety measures now in line with other faith groups. Now, remember when Southport happened? Do you remember when the one down in Eastbourne, the mosques were burnt in Eastbourne, and something happened? Oh no, it was just he just wanted to give the money, wasn't it, to protect them? So he gave 112 million pounds to protect the mosques and Muslims in Southport. And I believe he gave a whole heap of money to protect or to help rebuild the burnt down mosque in Eastbourne. Now, that was Keir Starmer. Why? Because he said that he agreed with these. He signed it with these. And again, this is the power that they have, because once you do it, they're going to demand it. This isn't this is like a mafia. This is like a mafia when they walk into your business and they say to you, well, we want, you got to pay us protection. They said, no, I'm all right, actually. £100 a week, you're going to pay us. No, it's all right. And then they go out and they say, you got nice windows. And then the next day they're broken. Effective health and elderly care services focus policy making on ensuring equity. We said this so many times. Equity. They say it in their publications. For all sections of society, recognising the gap in health and well-being standards, but particularly between older and elderly Muslims and the general public. Imagine Christians did this. Refugees. Encourage the resettlement of refugees across the UK, working with communities to address and tackle issues faced with refugees resettling in Britain. Remember what happens. Since 2020, remember what happened, and then look at these. Full economic and social public participation. Let's go! Big support there. Thank you. I will put your name up on the screen as well once we get to know it. The criminal justice system address the disparity of treatment and outcomes for BAME people within the criminal justice system, rebuild trust with Muslim communities, equality in education, ensure a fair approach on educational provision for all children, with a syllabus that reflects the diversity of communities. So you got to put Muslim in there. What have we had? We've had more halal. We've had more prayer meetings. We've had more imams coming into schools and telling you how to pray. This is why. This is what they are doing. And support ethical foreign policy. These are the things with the Muslim Council of Britain. And again, everyone's talking about the Fabians and giving these people a clean run. They must have been laughing when Rupert Lowe said about it. They must be thinking, do you know what? No one's going to be even saying anything about us. Now we've got a documented pathway. We know that the Muslim Council of Britain formulates the political demands. The Labour Muslim Network promotes those demands inside of Labour. And the Labour candidates or leaderships or whoever, they sign up to it. Just think about that for a second. It comes from the top, then they say to the activists, and the activists pressure the parliamentarians. And they will say, and 2024, probably they said, we don't speak to any of you lot now. And they were like, right, okay then, you want to see our power? You want to see our power? We can put up against your top people. We can put up nobodies, and we can tell the community to vote for them, and the majority of them will listen to us. They won't care who they're voting for. They'll listen to Islam. That's a huge, huge problem. So whilst we're on that subject, we want to see what he says, Ali Milani.
Comments around sectarianism are just the kind of rank racism that I and many Muslims have become accustomed to in our politics, unfortunately. It seems like British Muslims are the only people in this country who are just not allowed to vote in their interest and on the issues that they're passionate about. I'll give you an example. If Ukrainian British voters voted on issues based on foreign policy, no one would bat an eyelid and say that's perfectly reasonable. But when Muslims do it, it's called sectarianism, it's called Islamism, sectarianism by people who don't have the basic human courage to just say what they believe. And that's Muslims are only acceptable when they vote the right way. Bunkering down into this sort of racist rhetoric around sectarianism and Muslims is only going to harm the Labour Party in the long run. I feel like I've been in a little bit of a sort of gaslighting Groundhog Day. We warned them, I personally on this platform warned them about Muslim communities being angry and frustrated at the Labour Party. I was laughed at and told that wasn't going to happen. We warned them about losing votes to the Greens, for example, and were told that's not going to happen. This is Labour versus Reform. We warned them about blocking Andy Burnham, who was clearly popular in Manchester, also amongst the Muslim community, by the way, and we were told that wasn't going to happen. So it leaves me thinking, either some people very senior who think they're smart in my party are delusional, or their ideology is hell-bent on destroying the Labour Party.
See, that was on LBC as well. Probably James O'Brien's show. We've got Roy here going to be converting to Islam and going to Speaker's Corner. Let me know when you do that. You might need a bit of backup on that one. If the will is there, there's always a way. There is with everything, with everyone. So that person there is saying basically they've got sectarian policies, and he said it out there. He said it out loud. He said there's a lot of support with Muslims with Andy Burnham. What he actually means is Andy Burnham is backed by me. I am the CEO of the Labour Muslim Network, and I can speak to the Muslim Council of Britain because I used to work there. I was part of their organisation, and they will give me the directions and they will give me the conversations to be having with all of you lot. And it's very funny and it's not even funny, but it is funny that Andy Burnham, he got blocked. Remember, he got blocked from that little thing they had in the Labour Party when a mayor can't go and run for MP. He got blocked that. Then all of a sudden, just like that, someone who's very favourable in the Muslim community, someone who has this head, this guy is his chief campaigner. There you go. We're going to get to it in a minute anyway. So, I'm not letting the cat out of the bag too much. He's the chief campaigner, right? And he's connected to a lot of people as well. So it's only him. Then all of a sudden, oh, well, okay. Yeah, we'll let Andy Burnham do it. We'll let him do it. We're going to give him a nice, easy seat. And then he's all of a sudden selected to be the Prime Minister, where Streeting didn't want to know. All of a sudden, he's like, nah, I'm not doing that. Grateful to Zohran Mamdani and the team for inviting us to the historic inauguration in New York City. A huge moment for progressives across the world, the Western world. Here, it's been a wild few days in US Congress. The highlight is spending some time with the one and only Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. From New York City to London, we face the same challenges. We've got to do London next. Thankful for the time I was able to spend with Representative, I don't know, what are they called? I've forgotten. Is it Representative? It might be. Rashida Tlaib and Summer Lee in the United States Congress yesterday. Powerful progressive voices who are helping to change the world. Zohran Mamdani's new mayor campaign set new standards for how Democrats can communicate online. Young voters who came out in support of Mamdani in droves this week grew up engaging with their faves online in this way, establishing something incredibly rare for a 34-year-old mayor-elect, a fandom. Right? So that's what they. So we know that these people, Labour Muslim networks, they're now on both sides of the Atlantic. They're doing the same things as what they did for Andy Burnham, as what they're doing for Zohran. If we look at this one, if we look at this, and we look at Matthew McGregor, the head of political strategy, He was doing Obama 2012 as a digital rapid response director. So these people have been in America for a long time. They've been using and abusing Americans for many years, even, you know. And that's it. There is literally, you can see it, the similarity between the two campaigns, Makerfield and Mamdani's. You can see it. The people who were at Mamdani's were also at Makerfield. It doesn't mean that there's a connection between Mamdani and Burnham, them being, you know, a personal advisors or whatever. It doesn't do that. It doesn't prove that Burnham has adopted his whole ideology of the democratic socialist, but I think he has. And it doesn't even prove that there is some kind of coordinated international globalist operation. But I think there is. And this is what I do with my investigations. I start here. When I'm gone for a few days, you know, a week, whatever, I start and I just kind of hyper focus on it. So the complete network that I feel has happened is Muslim Council of Britain, Labour Muslim network. They're in cahoots with each other on the other side. In the middle, you've got the government saying, no, we don't do it. Then you've got identical campaign strategies that have identical results. Mamdani got so many fucking votes. Burnham got so many votes. No one was expecting it, but it happened. Was it stolen somewhere along the line? Allegedly, I believe, I think, whatever. It was a stolen vote somewhere, whether it was social media propaganda or it was, let's just have a few extra votes. Let's just put in a few extra postal votes. Let's just make sure X, Y, and Z, because you know that the Labour Muslim Network, they say you've got to vote. They say you've got to be registered to vote. And then they said you've got to vote for the Gaza people. So all of this together, I believe, yeah, that's it. What do you reckon? That's it. That's all we're going to do now. I'm going to leave the rest till another time. It's nearly 1 o'clock. I've done it again. I was only supposed to come on for a bit. Oh, it's only a couple of hours because I started at 11.